There are few things as heartbreaking for a fisherman or fisherwoman than to lose a big fish. Oh no! Especially if it's a once-in-a-lifetime trophy-sized fish. What's even more heartbreaking, however, is to lose that fish because you attached your terminal tackle to your line with a faulty or inferior knot.
No!
In this 5-part video series, I'll be sharing with you 5 trustworthy fishing knots that are fast and easy to tie, and that you can use for a wide variety of applications. This video is brought to you by the Hunting for God, Fishing for the Lord series of books. Come along on an unforgettable adventure for the soul. Learn more and order your copies today at Amazon.com by clicking on the link in the video description below or by visiting 3minutesoutdoors.com. In this video, we'll take a look at the surgeon's knot. This is a strong, reliable knot that's commonly used for attaching different sections of line to each other, such as connecting a small diameter monofilament leader to a larger section of monofilaments or braided line, or, as is popular with fly fishermen, for attaching a tippet section to a fly line leader. Now this one does take a little bit of practice, but once you get it down, you'll be able to tie it very quickly and efficiently. Okay, so here's an example of how to tie the surgeon's knot. Just for the sake of example, let's say this is sort of a piece of braided line from your spinning reel, and you want to attach a monofilament leader to that. So just imagine that one of these is a piece of monofilament, really doesn't matter. So you got your 2 sections of line. We'll say this one coming off of your reel, this one, a piece of monofilament. We're going to put them together. You want to give yourself plenty of room to work with. So give yourself a good, 4 or 5 inches of line on both ends. And from those 2 pieces, you want to kind of put them together, and right in the middle, you want to grab them and make a, pretty good sized loop, like so. Okay, so once you've got that loop, your 2 lines looped together, this is, going back to your monofilament, you want to take the tag end that you'll have at the end of your loop here and run that through and around that big loop about 3 times. 1, 2, 3. All right, so after I've run this tag end around that loop 3 times, I want to take the other end of my line. For this example, it would be the other end of my monofilament, the end of it that's going to be actually tied to a lure. And I want to run that end of the line through that loop in the exact same direction that I ran this tag line through. That's very important that both pieces are going the same direction through this loop. So I'm going to take the end of that line, and I'm going to go down and around that loop in the same manner that I ran that tag line through. Alright, so after I have both ends of the line run through that loop, the short tag end and the long end, I want to secure all 4 pieces of line, the main line and the tag ends from both lines, and pull the whole thing together. So for example, I'm grabbing my main line and this piece of tag line over here, and with this hand, I'm grabbing this piece of main line and this tag end from that part of the loop. And again, it helps to kind of wet your knot with some water, some spit, or whatever you got handy. And very, carefully kind of work the whole knot together. Okay, so it's all secured. And again, with this nylon rope that I'm using here for an example, it's going to look really big and cumbersome, but when you tie this with a very small diameter monofilament and braided line, it's not nearly as big and bulky as this. So after you have the loop tied and secured, you want to simply cut off the tag ends of your knot as close to the knot as you can get it. And this is really important, especially if you're going to be using this knot to cast through the eyelets of your fishing rod. You want to get those tag ends cut off so they don't hang up on your rod during casting. So You can use nippers or whatever you got handy, but try to cut those tag ends off as closely to the knot as you can get them. And again, this looks really bulky just because of the line that I'm using for this example, but it won't be nearly as bad with actual fishing line. So that's it. That's the surgeon's knot. Very, very strong, very, very secure. It does take a little bit of practice, but once you get kind of the main procedure down, you can crank this out very quickly. So hope that helps, and give it a whirl. There you have it, my friends. That's a demonstration of how to tie the surgeon's knot. In the next video, we'll take a look at the nail knot. So be sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out. And check out the 3 Minutes Outdoors website at 3minutesoutdoors.com. And finally, if you'd like to support this channel, click on the link in the video description below to find out more.